Good Thursday morning, Southeast Texas. Meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with a little weather update this late Thursday morning. We'll take a look at our roofing 911 Skycam network up in Jasper. We have seen more clouds today than we have in the last couple of days. We still have high pressure over us, but beginning to slide to the south a little bit out into the Gulf. That's allowing some moisture to work back in from the west. We'll show you that coming up in just a few moments. Also over in Orange, our roofing 911 Skycam network there, sponsored by the Horseman's Western Store, is actually partly sunny. So more clouds than what we've seen over the past few days, that's for sure. And that may help us out like a degree or so on our temperatures coming up this afternoon. Notice traffic not too bad for the day before the 4th of July, so not too bad of travel issues. Hopefully it'll stay that way across the interstates across Southeast Texas. And of course lots of clouds up to the north and down here in the Triangle too. Roofing 911 Skycam network here in Beaumont, sponsored by Packard and LePray, partly sunny to mostly cloudy as well. So at least we're getting a little bit of a break from the intense sun that we've had over the last couple of days. We've had mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. We'll still see plenty of sun, that's for sure, with those highs in the low to mid 90s. But if you'll notice, these clouds are actually coming from the southwest and west. Of course, we still have high pressure over us, or it's actually slipped to the south over the last 24 hours, just enough to allow some more moisture to start working in. And that should lead to at least a slight chance of showers coming up this afternoon into the weekend. Also down in Port Arthur, same thing. Notice that partly sunny to mostly cloudy there on our roofing 911 Skycam network, sponsored by Market Basket down in Port Arthur. Same thing, a lot more clouds than what we've seen over the last couple of days. So with that high pressure ridge slipping to the south a little bit, the flow around that, that's allowing some more moisture to work in from the west and southwest. Not a lot of moisture, but enough to help us a degree or so on our temperatures, and may even bring in a sprinkle or two of rain across the region later today and for the next couple of days. But it's not going to ruin any outdoor holiday plans or anything like that. We're only talking 10% coverage, maybe 20 at the most. And our roofing 911 Skycam network making the tour this morning up in Jasper, sponsored by Provalis. Same thing, more clouds and sun, but still plenty of sun. Going to be hot, that's for sure, coming up this afternoon with highs in the lower to middle 90s across the area. And of course, those nighttime lows will continue to be pretty warm as well. We've seen lows in the mid to upper 70s. We're going to expect that again coming up over the next couple of nights. That's for sure. Across Southeast Texas, very muggy even at night with those lows in some areas, especially near the coastline. We'll be seeing lows pretty close to 80 degrees, so pretty warm across Southeast Texas, that's for sure. The allergy report, the tree, we're still in pretty good shape. The weed has picked up a little bit, standing at a 10. Grass has picked up as well at a 26, and of course the mold is still very high, but not as high as last week when we were getting all the rains each day. It has dropped quite a bit, but it's still elevated, and that should continue to slowly improve over the next couple of days. The mold in the allergy report should get a little bit better as the dry weather continues. I certainly don't see any widespread rain anytime soon, so that should slowly start improving as we head toward the end of the week and the weekend. All right, that forecast for your 4th of July night. Now this is tomorrow night at 9 o'clock here in Beaumont Riverfront Park, the big fireworks display. We're going to see mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. Don't think we'll see any rain tomorrow night. If we see that 10% coverage, it'd be in the afternoon tomorrow, but certainly very warm and muggy, that's for sure. We're talking lower 80s and a light south wind, and we haven't had much wind the last few days, that's for sure. And anytime you have high pressure in control, those winds do remain fairly light. That'll be the case coming up for tomorrow night. No rain expected, just kind of warm and muggy, and not only for here in Beaumont, but this same forecast for the for the fireworks displays that'll be going on up in the lakes area as well. Any fireworks festivities tomorrow night is forecast pretty much the same. Now, speaking of the entire forecast for the 4th of July weekend, that includes tomorrow the 4th into Saturday and Sunday. We know it's going to be hot and humid. It'll be partly cloudy, but at least a slight chance of a shower. Coverage 10% tomorrow, 10% on Saturday. That does jump a little bit higher, up to a 20% coverage coming up for Sunday as that high moves more and farther away from us, and we'll see a little bit better moisture coming in from the east by early next week. So we'll show you that coming up in just a moment. And notice, not a big problem with the winds either. That's good, especially with fireworks, only out of the south around 2 to 7 miles an hour each day. And as we head on into temperatures right now, pretty warm, 87 here in Beaumont, 88 in Port Arthur and Orange, 89 in Kirbyville, 88 Jasper, Woodville, the warmer spot now at 90. Houston getting pretty close to 90, but they've had some on and off clouds as well and a couple of light showers in the Houston area today. Huntsville coming in at 85, so pretty warm across the region. Now, the other weather story's been the Saharan dust. You notice the milky look to the sky we've had over the last few days. Well, that's because of the Saharan dust coming in from the east and southeast. And notice as we put this into motion, that's going to continue, but a little bit of improvement. It's kind of thinning out, you see there, which is good, beginning late tomorrow, into the weekend, on into early next week. So that's some good news there for the allergy sufferers, that's for sure. And of course, some more dust down in the Caribbean. It looks like that plume is going to stay well to our south, so that's good as we head into next week. Ours will be thinning out a little bit, and that's a lot of dust down there in the southern Gulf, but that will stay well to our south. Visibility should be pretty good across West Texas and Oklahoma on into the southeastern portions of the United States as well. So some improving conditions on that. As we take a look at radar, nothing right now in the lakes or triangle, but notice just to our west, watching some light to moderate showers just south of Lake Livingston, some showers around Conroe, and some broken showers in around Houston. This is working on off to the east-northeast, so that's the reason for that 10 to 20% coverage of showers this afternoon up in the lakes area, and a 10% or less here in the triangle. Slight chance that some of these will work into the area. Certainly nothing heavy expected. It's pretty light stuff, but just a sign that moisture levels are slowly on the increase across southeast Texas, and that'll be the case again, as we said, tomorrow may dry out a little bit on Saturday. Then the moisture will start increasing from the east coming up on Sunday, which we'll show you in just a moment. But radar free of any rainfall right now across southeast Texas all the way in to Louisiana, looking pretty good. And across the state, there is a weak cold front from Memphis to Dallas to San Angelo. Notice the little counterclockwise spin here in West Texas. That's an upper level disturbance moving northeast. Remember, we have high pressure in the mid-atmosphere just to our south. It was right on top of us the last 2 days. It slipped to the south a little bit as expected. We talked about that yesterday. And that's allowing some moisture to our west. Remember, everything rotates clockwise around high pressure, so that's allowing some of the moisture out to our west to kind of creep back into the area a little bit. That's the reason we're seeing more clouds, and we do have that slight chance of rain coming up over the next couple of days. But any heavier showers and thunderstorms will stay well off to our northwest and west across West Texas into the Texas Panhandle. Pretty good shape off to our east as well. The heavy thunderstorms they saw south of New Orleans yesterday in the eastern Gulf, those have dissipated, so that's good news there. By the way, this front will not affect our weather at all. That'll stay well to our north. Rarely do see fronts anyway in the summertime this far south, and this is a pretty weak front as it is. Kind of zooming out, taking a look at the nation as a whole, see a ridge of high pressure in the central plains and Midwest as well. Pretty quiet in the southeast, just a few showers off the southeast coast of the Carolinas, and out west things look pretty good as well. Of course, we have really the only rainfall in the country right now is the scattered showers here and there in Texas and Oklahoma, and a little bit of activity across portions of eastern Nevada into portions of the western Rockies. So overall across the nation, not too bad. All right, let's take a look at Futurecast for the rest of the afternoon. And it also not doing a bad job, showing a few showers in the Houston area. One or two of those may creep into our area later today. So once again, an isolated shower cannot be ruled out later this afternoon under partly sunny skies. Tonight, just like the last few nights, the clouds thin a little bit. We'll go with mostly clear to partly cloudy skies overnight. And we're still looking at 82 degrees, 82 still at 10 o'clock tonight. So that's what we were talking about a while ago. Very, very muggy during the overnight. We do drop into the upper 70s. That's going to be it. So very, very warm nighttime lows coming up. And as we head throughout the morning on Friday, things should be pretty quiet. But once again, for the 4th of July tomorrow. A few little isolated showers will be possible here and there, but certainly nothing to ruin any outdoor plans. All right, let's take a look at the tropics. Good news here in the Gulf and here locally. We're not expecting any tropical troubles at all for the next 7 to 10 days. So that's great news. And the National Hurricane Center is watching an area off the east coast of Florida, southeast of Jacksonville, way up into the Atlantic. Possibility of some development here in the next few days, but that'll stay away from the Gulf of Mexico. So hey, that's some great news there, that's for sure. A 50% chance of that developing. All right, atmospheric moisture time. Notice we're still pretty dry. These brown and gray colors, that's very dry air at about 10,000 feet. A little better moisture this evening up in the lakes. Not much more, but a little bit. And there's a weak upper level disturbance there too. So that's the reason for the 10 to 20% coverage in the lakes area later this afternoon into this evening. And as we head into the overnight hours, there's that high. It has slipped to the south. It was right on top of us yesterday. It's slowly sliding to the south. That's allowing a little bit better moisture to creep in the area. It'll continue to slowly move to the south over the next few days. Tomorrow, we do have a little bit better moisture here locally. So for the 4th of July, we'll give it a 10% coverage of showers, maybe 20%. Most of the energy, though, is out across central Texas. Notice these darker greens. Now that's where the heaviest showers and thunderstorms will be in central and north Texas, staying away from us. But once again, we'll have a slight chance there. And notice we get a little bit of drying there on Saturday. Isolated showers possible tomorrow. There's that dry slot, a little drying there on Saturday. Then it starts coming back in from the east. The high will slip way off to the southwest. Another high builds to the north. That'll give us a northeast to east flow aloft. So notice the darker greens trying to come back in from the northeast as early as late Saturday. So we'll have a slight chance of rain late in the day Saturday. A little bit better chance on Sunday and Monday. Some deeper moisture coming in from the northeast, but nothing too widespread. You notice there's no real upper level disturbances with this. It's mainly just the moisture increasing from the east, but scattered showers back in the forecast. Trough to our south will move inland to our southwest on Tuesday of next week. That'll be our best coverage next week, is on Tuesday at 30%. The trough passes us to the south, but we'll have a better flow aloft off the Gulf. So a little bit better coverage there. Then it dries out again as we head toward the middle part. Notice high pressure trying to rebuild once again from the east. All right, coastal marine forecast. We'll have light south winds at water temperature at 86 and next high tide at 12:17 a.m. Now the rest of the day, in isolated showers possible. High temperatures in the lower to mid 90s, otherwise hazy and hot. Tonight, don't think we'll see rain tonight, but some leftover clouds will be possible. Lows will be in the mid 70s. 7-day forecast, 10% or less today. Isolated for tomorrow and Saturday, 20% Sunday, Monday, and then our better coverage looks to be on Tuesday of next week. Remember, we get a little bit better flow off the Gulf on the east side of that trough, so we'll give it 30% on Tuesday. Then we begin to dry out once again from the east as the high rebuilds once again. So not too bad of a forecast. We'll go from some hot weather to not quite as hot coming up as we head into the weekend, and temperatures will be in the 90s, of course. And we'll check the phone here to see if we've got any messages or questions. We do not at this time. A lot of folks out on the road, and certainly be careful if you're out there traveling.